Hey everyone, it's a damn podcast time. Ash and Jack are here. What's coming up in the big old podcast?
Yo. Coming up, we hear from the great Vance Joy.
And also, jokes aren't funny. Let's find out if someone won a car.
And also, John Silvester.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Let's not forget that. If you're a true crime lover, you will love this chat. And if you don't get enough of him in this Chrissie, Sam and Brownie podcast, you'll see under it a bonus podcast where I think, Dino, you guys spoke to him for like 18 minutes or something.
This man's mind has some dark, dark facts in it, and I think you're going to enjoy it. If you like true crime, enjoy.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
The podcast.
Good morning, Melbourne. I have rested my voice hardcore yesterday, and you can hear me speaking, which is a nice change.
You were magnificent on the project on Monday night. You're a soldier after you had a late night. Probably a late night or an early morning, Swanee, whichever way you look at it. And
well,
then
I didn't sleep, so what does that make it?
Sure
That's not a night.
Not a night or an early morning.
Yeah.
It's nothing.
Just stopped working.
Yeah, it stopped working. It was the weirdest thing because I woke up on Monday morning after the Logies. Fine, I did the whole breakfast show.
You didn't wake up, you slept.
I didn't
you went
wake
all the way
up.
through.
I went through, did the show, my voice was fine, and I thought, I've got away with it. And then I got on the plane and had a snooze for about an hour and a half when I woke up from the plane, and I said thank you to the air stewardesses or whatever they're called.
Nothing.
What are they called? Flight attendants.
Yeah, flight attendants.
Nothing came out, and I thought, oh dear.
Where was the ripcord, the emergency ripcord? Who's called in off the bench? Is there a super sub at project?
It was very obvious from as soon as I arrived that I was going to do the show, that they'd work around it. I'm
Really?
like, I can't speak. And they go, don't worry about it. It's fine.
Bastards.
We'll work around it. And they did. They were incredibly accommodating.
Rove is a menacing boss.
Yes.
No, there was nowhere I would have rather been. I absolutely loved it there, but I just felt like I wasn't able to pull my weight. But apparently that doesn't matter.
Nailed it, mate.
Thanks, mate.
That's
Beautiful.
heroic stuff.
And I got called a MILF by Jimmy Carr, which I didn't mind.
Well, you'll have that.
What?
You'll have that every day of the week.
Every day of the week.
Just going to gloss over that? What?
Pretty impressive, isn't it?
Yeah. Whoa.
That's right.
What?
That's right.
Oh, he was on the show.
You're working with a MILF, yeah.
What does MILF mean again?
Mother
I'd like to far out.
Fornicate with.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
Have you checked out whatif.com's top 10 winter weekenders yet?
How good's a what if tip?
Fraser Coast is in there. Coral Coast, Bruni Island, Orange.
Book your winter getaway on the What If app.
What if it's Aussie for travel?
Hey. Someone could be going to Antarctica for a 12-day exhibition. Now, really quickly, go to the Nova Player and tell us your wildest travel story, because if it's good enough, you'll have a 1 in 3 chance to go to Antarctica.
I've got a behind-the-scenes story from the Logies that I haven't shared with you, or I might have done it off air, but not on air. I can't remember Monday. I was so tired and weird. Stop me if I've already told this before. Did you know that I was summoned to Lisa Wilkinson's room at about 4 a.m.
I love that sentence, John.
No.
to release her from her dress? That's
No,
right.
I don't think you did. Did you say this Monday, Dino?
I don't think
I
I
remember
did.
this one.
I'm hoping I didn't. I'm going to put a photo of said moment on Instagram so you can see it, with Lisa's permission. So the 10 after party finished at 3 a.m. And Lisa and I were deep in conversation from about 2 a.m. in the corner, and it was fantastic to see her. She's always in Sydney, right?
Yeah.
So I never get to see her. It was really great to see her. We were talking about all sorts of stuff. And then we continued after that in my hotel room chatting. It was lovely. Then at about 3:30, we thought, look, we'll go, she'll go to bed. She went to bed and I got a text message from her at 3:30 saying, or about 3:45, that just said, sleep well, sweetheart. I am horizontal, totally sober and stuck in my dress with 26 buttons, and no one from wardrobe is answering my texts, so I think I'll be like this for the night. Then she sent me a photo of her in her full dress with her Logie laying in bed. I said, do you want me to come up and free you? She said, would that be a total pain? I said, not at all. What's your room number?
She'd set the trap for Christine. It
feels like
threw
that.
out the bait.
It feels like
she
it, John,
burleyed
yeah.
up the waters.
Can you imagine? I mean, I
It was
stayed
a character test, that was.
I stayed in my dress. I think it was. I stayed in my dress by choice.
Yeah.
Because I thought it would be cool to turn up to our radio broadcast still in my dress, and mine was so comfortable. But imagine being stuck in a dress and having to sleep in it when you don't want to. You know, that's the worst. Anyway, I said, not at all a pain. What's your room number? She gives me a room number. I said, I'll be there in 5. I go in.
Sauntered up there.
She is indeed laying on her bed in the dress. So there's these 26 tiny buttons. I think there would have been about 30, actually, by the time I finished.
Like Rose's dress on the Titanic.
Exactly. Tiny little satin-covered buttons all down her back, and there's no way that you can do it. There's no way that you could do it yourself. So I get there and I say, look, full disclosure, I'm half blind, eyesight-wise.
Yep.
And also I'm not very good at buttons. Full disclosure, it's not my superpower. Like all my kids had zippies, buttons aren't my thing. And I said, but I'm willing to give this a go if you are. So I take all my rings off, I mean business.
Yes.
And I've got my glasses. And I go, come into the bathroom where it's bright. And I'm going to give this a go.
Seems like, I love Lisa, but it seems like a nightmare for me, Swanee, with my busted up fingers. If I got summons to your room and you said undo 26 buttons, I go, well, this is going to be a real challenge.
In the lift on the way up there, I thought, am I going to be able to do it? Because buttons, little buttons in particular.
Yeah.
Plus, she told me earlier on in the night that it took wardrobe 35 minutes to get it on. So it was a huge challenge.
You guys consider just cutting it or ripping it?
I thought I might have to do that.
Yeah.
So we get into the bathroom and I've got the lights beaming on her back. I've got my glasses on. I've got my rings off, so I'm as dexterous as I can be. And then I start and they just all come away.
Yes.
So easy. We're so excited. They all come away all the way down to her G-string.
Yes.
And then she goes, look, can you just undo my bra while you're there?
Oh, yeah. Well,
Yes.
got it on.
I mean, yes.
You
yes,
at least.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then I think I said to her, gee, you've got lovely skin.
Yes.
I had to note that she's got beautiful skin.
I'm sure she does.
And then she just held everything up and we gave each other a kiss and I went back to my room.
And she was free.
She was free. And then she said, wait, let me get a photo of this.
Yes.
Before we'd left the bathroom. So I do have that photo and I'm going to post it on our Instagram page so you can see me and Lisa looking like sisters. We're morphing into each other. What is going on here?
What's going on?
You're very similar there, the dresses, weren't they?
They were similar
Like
dresses.
Yes.
We just look so alike at the moment. It's weird.
Yeah.
And I will take that because Lisa is magnificent.
The Queen.
And I will put that photo on because I was her dress saviour.
You're a lucky
Check
woman.
it out
Right
on
on,
Instagram.
Swanee. How are the hands after it? Fingers all good?
Not a worry in the world.
Very good.
Yeah,
I
meant
like
to
that.
be.
This is the Chrissie, Sam and Brownie podcast.
It's Chrissie, Sam and Brownie on Nova 100. Whoa. Collingwood, John.
Busy day down at the Pies yesterday with a couple of young boys. Jack Ginnivan and Isaac Quainer had to put out an apology for partaking in a TikTok rating game where you rate. Well, what you do, you rate sort of fictional women, and you have to give them a rating out of 10, Dino, and they were doing that. I was on TikTok.
But with the TikTok trend, like, it's more funny and ridiculous. Like,
Yeah.
But they were just going straight for, if she was hot or she had funny teeth, like, they were being a bit more frat boy about it.
Yeah, well, a bit boganistic behaviour.
Yeah.
So the boys have had to put out an apology. It's a bit like an apology you'd get from Cameo. It's a bit like that. The boys have sat at home. Obviously, they clearly live together, and they've done like the old Cameo apology message to all the fans. So they knocked that out of the park. And then Jordan DeGoey, of course, he was given a $25,000 suspended fine for disrespecting women or a woman on his Bali trip, even though it was consensual. They didn't like the look of it. So as we said yesterday, Dino, sorry, Swanee, we said yesterday, I didn't think they'd be able to suspend him, because it just... But as it works out, it looks like he's not going to be back at the club till Friday, so he might not play on Sunday, so it sort of might be a little bit of a... we can't suspend you, but let's maybe just have the week off. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there, Swanee.
Have we discussed already, in my absence yesterday, his ADHD
No,
Like,
that only came out yesterday afternoon. So that was an interesting, putting that forward yesterday to say that he, what was the actual quote? Late last year I was diagnosed with ADHD and I'm trying to become more aware of why I make mistakes that I do. I have again made a mistake. This is an ongoing journey for me and I remain absolutely committed to changing. He's been absolutely smashed Swanee for bringing ADHD up, saying that doesn't give you the right to disrespect women and all that sort of stuff. So
if he stays off the internet, none of this happens.
well, if he stays out of yeah, exactly right. Probably going to Bali's probably ill-informed, I would have thought, during the middle of a football season, a football campaign, Swanee.
That's an unusual decision.
Yeah.
Absolutely, it's unusual.
Yeah.
Well, Max Gawn said that. He was in yesterday, saying he thought that was unusual. Now, people go overseas to Queenstown and places like that, and you can do whatever you want, Swanee, because you're a 26-year-old male who can make your own choices, but you're in the middle of a campaign.
Yeah.
So we're sort of talking about it, going, not sure about the professionalism of that. Yeah, you went over and trained with the Bali Geckos, the local AFL team. But
Is that right?
I'm not sure that's keeping you in the best shape, Swanee. And then you're retiring to the pool bar for about 500 shots.
For recovery.
That sounds like the equivalent of going to LA just to go to Disneyland and making sure you have one business lunch so you can claim the whole thing on the tax.
Exactly right. But Swanee, so on the back of Jack Ginnivan and Isaac Quainer stuffing up, having to put out the statement yesterday, and Jordan DeGoey having the big press conference yesterday, it was a bloody busy day down at Collingwood. So you think, well, you need an experienced media campaigner in charge of this whole operation. Have a listen to who's in charge.
By the way, please spare a thought for Collingwood's new media manager. It's her first day today.
Oh.
I'm fairly sure it's her first day today, the new head of media at Collingwood. What a first day to walk into.
What a hero.
That is a baptism by fire.
Baptism by
if ever
fire.
I've heard
Walked
one.
into a shitstorm. Give us a call, 13 24 10. What happened on your first day? Car crash, whatever. Just give us a call. Got plenty of prizes here, 13 24 10. What happened on your first day? Yeah. Lisa.
Hello, good morning.
How are you, Lisa? What happened on your first day?
Well, I just started at TK Maxx after the 6-month lockdown, and it was overwhelming, customers everywhere, and I had to break up 3 fights between customers on my first day.
Oh, wow.
Jeez.
I totally get that because at TK Maxx, there's only like one of the thing that you want. So it's like you need it so badly and you need it more than that person.
Yeah.
I could get aggressive because the stuff is that good.
3 fist fights.
Reptile adults fighting each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, and they were all women too, if that makes it any better.
Well, it doesn't. But I understand it. I understand it.
Lisa.
Stick her on the door of a nightclub. Put her number on her.
Mate, you're going clubbing on us. No, we're going to give you 6 bottles of Zonzo Estate in the heart of the Yarra Valley. Italian goodness.
Imagine on your first day in retail breaking up 3 fights.
Oh,
I mean, you'd be wondering about your career choices. Kane from Ringers. Kane.
How you going?
Good, mate. What happened on your first day of work?
So I was working at a resort and I had to hand out some drinks. It was at a wedding function. And I had a tray of all these beverages, beers, champagne glasses, work on the tray. And this lady's come up to me and grabbed one of the champagne flips off the tray. And as she's unbalanced the tray, I was proceeded to throw about 10 bottles of beers and champagne flip glasses all into a purse directly and smashing all of them.
Well done. Well done.
On the very
first day, Kane.
First day, Kane.
Yeah, on my very first day.
Did you last long at that job, mate?
What's that?
Did you last long at that job?
Yeah, I lasted about 4 months. Well, she tipped me after that, so I had to stay.
Yeah, of course you did.
Right on, Kane.
Thanks,
Hey,
Kana.
you got a $200 make-out meal voucher. It's restaurants like Mamacita and Entrecôte. You put them together at your house, make-out meals.
My brain is burning from trying to understand what Kane was saying.
I
Does it
know.
sound like he had a mouthful of cotton wool? Is it just me?
He's underwater.
No.
Aiden, how are you, Aiden? What happened the first day?
Hey, good morning, guys. How you going?
Good, matey.
That's the way. My first day, it was as an apprentice. First day, I just picked up my car from the mechanics the day before, ready to go and driving to work on the freeway. And my car, I looked down and it had no fuel in it. I just filled it up with fuel tank, and it was completely empty because something had gone wrong and it drained fuel while driving. So,
dear God.
But then something went wrong with it. I had to get it towed, and that was me done for my first day. I had to call in.
As an apprentice as well. So on your second day there, did they set you alight and smear you in Vaseline and stuff? Like in a good hazing?
I was pretty close with my boss, so I was pretty lucky.
Thank God.
Good on you, Hayden. We'll look after you there, mate, with a prize, Dino.
6 bottles of Zonzo Estate wine. Zonzo Estate's the best wine in the heart of the Yarra Valley. Zonzo. This
also happened at 3AW SEN yesterday as well, Swanee.
We'll get to a break. Your calls. Who are the 5 players from your footy club that you want to be on a boat in the middle of Sydney Harbour with on a Friday afternoon?
Oh, big day down at SEN.
Yes.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
The podcast.
Good morning, Melbourne. Welcome to your, I want to say, Wednesday.
Yeah, I think so.
I haven't seen you, Sam Pang, since the post-Logies Monday morning on the Gold Coast. Do you remember being there?
Well, good morning, Melbourne. It was a...
Samuel.
I don't think we'd be doing that again if you were to be brutal. I'm not sure listeners, management or ourselves thought that was the crispest broadcast that we've ever done.
Not crisp.
Well, speak for yourself, Samuel.
Stale.
Really?
Yeah, speak for
Oh,
yourself.
you thought you had a cracker, did
We
you?
had a
good show?
Me and Dino had a great show.
No, I can tell you.
The votes that morning.
Did not. I missed some of the show. It was that bad.
That's right.
Yeah, I slept in.
If you were giving out votes.
I did the early show.
And Swanee was is still in the dress, replaced Dino. That was magnificent. You know, we could hear, well, the Broads could hear you snoring through the door.
I might need an apnea machine.
Yeah.
That's bad.
I think so. You needed a chainsaw to cut that door down.
Anyway,
Samuel, how you feeling,
back,
mate?
I'm all right. We're back here. We're back in the land of the living, and yesterday was just a straighten up, and now it's back to normal. There you
Here
go.
we are. I've got my voice back, and I'm still sipping on my little home brew here. Woo! Lemon and ginger that I boiled up, and then I've got Manuka honey in it, and it is working.
Hey, a lot of the prizes we give away are garbage, but this one is a trip to Antarctica.
Really?
Hey,
Yes.
Hey,
Big hello to all of
Don't mention any other
Jonathan Brown's life and football.
Yes.
What are you talking about, mate?
This
Garbage.
is Chrissie, Sam and Brownie's The Big Chill, a 12-day expedition to freaking Antarctica. Go to the Nova Player, find The Big Chill, enter, because you'll have a 1 in 3 chance.
That is a
going.
great prize.
In other great news, Beyonce's new song right now. And Jackie, what title?
Yeah. Jackie, you know, remember yesterday when he said he came under in Celeb News and said this is going to drop at 2:00, and then this could be they started guessing the title. I said, what a ridiculous thing! Why don't we just wait? What's the news, Jack?
That I was spot on, and you said that I would have something to answer for, and the answer is I was right.
How did you know?
Because it was on her Instagram bio, so I just assumed that was the name of the song, but Sam didn't believe me.
Ever wondered what happens in the studio? Check out Chrissie, Sam and Brownie on Instagram.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie on Nova 100. Damn it, I just love a sense of the day.
You want one?
Some tropical stuff.
Do you want one?
Yeah, man.
I'm ready.
Tuesday, June 21. Wow, where to start? There's a bit on.
It's Wednesday.
22nd.
It's Wednesday, mate.
Wednesday. It's Wednesday the 27th.
Did you miss Monday?
Son of a gun. Oh, well, I did miss Monday, by the way.
You were so smiley and chirpy. You look good. You were happy.
Wednesday, June 22. There you go.
That is so funny. That says it all.
Twitter. Remember how Elon Musk wanted to take over Twitter, and then it didn't look like it was happening? The board has unanimously backed the takeover by Musk. How much is he paying? Let's play that game. Swanee's always good at it.
44, wasn't it?
Yeah, 44 billion. There you go. Game over.
I was going to say 30 billion. So that was
that's not bad for you.
First time I was ever going to be okay.
We have spoke about it a lot though in the show.
I like the idea of playing a game where the person just comes in and answers it straight away, and then it's over.
Okay.
Good.
Move on.
Anyway,
You got any more figures for
it
me?
means that the mega deal has cleared another hurdles, but it's you know, there's still some questions whether the Tesla car maker founder he's got some questions before he actually lands it.
Remember early days where they were questioning whether Twitter, you know, like, is it actually worth anything? Because there's no commerciality around it. You know, how are they going to monetise it? No, I think they've worked it out. Worked out.
How do they though?
I think there's ads on it now. I'm not on
think
Twitter.
so, but
I never see any ads, like Instagram ads and that. I don't see them.
Here's one for you, because we mentioned this yesterday, that, you know, those guys we played yesterday who were as part of the soccer show, and it got a bit awkward with the banter. They were all leading to a Cristiano Ronaldo possibly being transferred story. He's in the news because his Bugatti has been.
What is that?
It's a car. It's been involved in a crash in Mallorca, and that's fine. Everyone's fine. It's okay. But let's play the game again. How much is his Bugatti car? How much?
Christian?
It's just a car.
Just a car.
Remember this?
All right.
Don't say 30 billion.
No. I never like try and throw this.
No, I know.
Playing
That's the beauty of it.
Okay, I'm going to say $750,000.
Nice. Oh, yeah, very good. What do you think?
I would have said exactly the same thing.
$910,000.
How much is it?
It's 1.7. He's driving a $1.7 million
really?
car. Yeah, really.
Is it Australian?
There's another way you can ruin a game. When someone guesses 750,000.
Yeah.
And what's
Say
your
that.
guess? What's your guess? Same.
We are not good at this game.
Oh my God.
I always go over. You either get it spot on or you don't come up with a figure at all.
All right.
What she said.
Yeah, no. Collingwood spent the day apologising yesterday. There's some actual news. You may be required here. You're a pundit. Jordan De Goey offered an apology. Oh, is that different? It's very different to the statement he released 2 days ago.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder what happened in between.
Anyway, but I don't think the statement yesterday, I don't think it was done around the pool bar with his mates. On his 48th cocktail.
Anyway, he's had to apologise, and they've come down hard. Yeah. Oh, they've come down hard. No games. He's suspended for no games by the club, but also $25,000. Actually, I should have played that. How much was he fined? Suspended. Yeah. I say nothing, John.
Well, we spoke about that. The fact that they taken so long to come up with some sort of penalty showed that it was a hard one. It was a hard one from behind the scenes. So they were trying to please everyone because they couldn't really justify to Jordan that suspend him for a game.
Right.
Because they'd say, Jordan saying, well, everything's consensual. What are we talking about? Nothing to see here.
So this might be a stupid question. Is he in the middle of his season? He's been playing.
Yes.
And he's gone over to...
They had a big break, Swanee.
How big?
6-day break.
Was it more than that?
You don't go to Bali.
12 days in between games, but 6 days of no training.
That leaves him at
He trained with the Bali Geckos, though. So.
Yeah, that's right. He trained with...
So he can write it all off.
Exactly.
That's what I reckon's happened.
I say that they say that they spent the day apologising yesterday because that was just to go. He apologised and then they handed out that suspension. Well, sorry, that the penalty, which is all suspended, which is really nothing. Then Jack Ginnivan and Isaac Quainer they had to also release a sheepish apology after attracting controversy with a TikTok video. Apparently, they went to a park and played TikTok together. That's what you do, isn't it?
Yeah, mate. Yeah.
Anyway, there was a social media. There was a trend, right? A TikTok trend. It was
It's called the ratings game.
Yeah, it was a virus, right? And it's where you hypothetically rate. You start at a 10, so you rate a woman or a man, and then they say she's a 10, right? But then. She's gotten. Then they give her something else, and then they.
You want to hear
it? Oh yeah, what is it? How's it go?
And she's a 2, but she smells really nice. 3. Oh. She's a 10, but got some brock up teeth. Like them teeth are going every which way, like diagonal everything.
No. 4. So that's how it works. You go up or down, right? But it's just hypothetical. Not an actual woman. It's just hypothetical. By the way, if the teeth are no good, just get them fixed.
Yeah, mate.
So just
braces. Braces for a hypothetical woman.
So now they were doing that, and then they've had to apologise. Not great timing by those young boys.
The apology was like a cameo apology.
Oh, was it?
Like if you requested a video, paid $50.
All right.
The two boys who were together on their camera phone.
I want to play it with you, Brownie, because you can do it for men or women, right? So he's a 10. But he's a footballer who went to Bali during his mid-season break.
Is Jordan to go?
No, what, you don't do it. You'd give a number. Oh, there's another game you ruined. You ruined 3 games.
This is the Chrissie, Sam and Brownie podcast.
Already.
Let's go. Win a brand new Mitsubishi Mirage just by hearing one noise. Sam Pangs. Jokes aren't funny.
Yeah, we are going to blow the dust off this Mirage. It's been in our underground car park for 17 years.
What model? Do they get the same model that we when the comp started, Dino?
No, it's an
updated model.
It's an updated one.
Brand new Mitsubishi Mirage.
If someone had a compression session in the old one, no one knows who. The security are on it.
Peter, are you going to drive away in this car, toot toot?
Well, I hope to. I hope to get the dust off it.
All right.
All right, ready to go, Pete.
Take it away, Pete.
This elderly couple are driving down the road and the police officer pulls them over and taps on the window and says, this is going to be a licence check. And the old girl sitting next to him goes, what did he say? Yeah, he wants to check to see our licence. Anyway, the copper goes, oh, your name's Robert. And the old girl goes, what did he say? Oh, he just confirmed my name's Robert. And then the copper goes, oh, I see you live in such and such. And the old girl goes, what did he say? Oh, he's just checking. He's just checked to see where we're living. And then the copper goes, oh, I had my worst sex in that area when I was a young guy. And the old girl goes, what did he say? And the old guy goes, he said he thinks he knows you.
Good stuff.
I don't mind that. I like it.
It's not bad.
Not bad, won't get you a damn car, will it?
it won't.
No, but well told, Pete.
Because what he's
Good
saying
energy.
is his wife's a dud root.
Yes.
Aha!
That's
I
some
like the
funny stuff.
explanation, Swanee.
Yeah, you might have to start explaining when we get Swanee. Good on you, Pete.
Pete, you lucky duck, you're off to see the Harlem Globetrotters. The Harlem Globetrotters Melbourne shows are sold out. Bendigo, Ballarat and Traralgon tickets are at Ticketek.
Good stuff.
Didier, what's your joke, man?
Was that you?
Didier, hang on. Is this the Didier, the model / DJ?
Not quite, but I try sometimes.
He's moved from LA.
Yeah, you're good looking. You're good looking rooster, are you, Didier?
Well, some may say so, yeah.
Yep.
I reckon I go all right.
Yep.
But no, I shouldn't be saying I'm married with 2 kids. So,
That's all right.
What a journey.
That took a turn.
She's done well.
Done
well, you girl.
It was
I've gone from up to down, like a roller coaster. Hopefully this joke does it for you, Sam.
Oh, wait, Didier, the way Dino said, the journey you've taken us on already, you're an international model to married with 2 kids in a matter of seconds. I don't know which... I'm ready, Didier.
Busy.
Well, hopefully I can swim, mate. So anyway, sorry to put you through this, Sam. I know I listen to this segment every week and I cringe a little, but hopefully this one does it for you, right? Right, okay, so 2 blokes walk into a bar. I bet you haven't heard that one before, Sam, eh?
Hey, don't give me DVD commentary along the way, mate. Just get it out, Didier. Just get it out.
This is the director's cut, the commentary.
Exactly.
All right. So anyway, bloke 1 says to the barman, hey, yo, barman, get us a beer over here, thanks, and get me mate Donkey Boy and orange juice, please. Barman's like, okay, cool. Anyway, gets them their drink. Beer for bloke 1, orange juice for bloke 2. Blokes quickly quench their thirst, and bloke 1 calls for a second round. Hey, barman, get us another beer, thanks, and get me mate Donkey Boy here another orange juice, will ya? Well, barman seems a little concerned, but this time around, but nevertheless, accommodates him, gives them their beer and orange juice. A moment later, bloke 1 is busting for a wee and walks off to the toilet. Barman seizes the opportunity and walks over to bloke 2, a.k.a. Donkey Boy, and asks, mate, why do you make such a jerk calling you names like Donkey Boy? What do you say? So then bloke 2 replies, I really don't know. You always calls me that.
Oh, g'day, punters! I want to hear more about Donkey.
Surely smoke at least gets me car here.
Is he finished?
I don't know. Yeah, that was the punchline.
Did I ruin the punchline?
No. Could have come earlier in hindsight. No, hey, that was well told. I have heard that joke before, Didier.
So have I.
But not as, tell you what, not told with the gentle pace of which Didier did it. You know what I mean? Just a nice, solid, one note, good beat. It was well done, mate.
Didier, you're off to Lightscape, and people can't get tickets to this. This is a great prize. Light, Nature, Wonder, all at the Royal Botanic Gardens. Tickets at melbournelightscape.com.
Jesus, you all right?
No, is the answer. Marcel.
I want to do time with Didier.
Good morning.
Hello.
We just did, by the way.
Okay, you ready?
Ready, Marcel.
Happy 40th, Marcel.
Thank you. All right, you guys ready?
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's go. Good stuff. All right, a young man met a beautiful girl and agreed to spend the night with her for $500. So they did. Before he left, he told her that he did not have any cash with him, but that he would have his secretary write a check and mail it to her, calling it rent for apartment. On the way to his office, he regretted what he had promised, deciding that the whole event was actually not worth the price. So had his secretary enclose a check for $250 with the note enclosed, saying, "Dear Madam, enclosed find the check of the amount of $250 for the rent of your apartment. I'm not sending the amount agreed upon because when I rented the apartment, I was under the impression that it had never been occupied, that there was plenty of heat, that was small enough and enough to make me cozy and feel at home. However, last night, I found that it had been previously occupied. There was no heat and was entirely too large." Upon receipt of the note, the girl immediately returned the check for $250 with her note. "Dear sir, first of all, I cannot understand how you expect a beautiful apartment to remain unoccupied indefinitely. As for the heat, there is heat if you know how to turn it on. Regarding the space of the apartment, indeed it is regular size, but if you don't have enough furniture to fill it, please..."
Want to see what happens in the studio? Check it out on Facebook. Follow Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
Good morning, Melbourne. Hey, on Stan, there's this awesome big budget crime special coming out called No Mercy, No Remorse. It's about the Frankston serial killer.
It was amazing. Yesterday we got to chat to John Silvester. Swanee, I know you're the biggest true crime fan of all, so sad that you missed it, Swanee. You would have loved to chat with John
Very
Silvester.
upset. Do you think we could get him in? Are there more than one episode on this in this series?
I'll tell you what, he gave us about 15 episodes out the back of some of his crime stories.
I have no interest in true crime, but I like John, and it was amazing to listen to him, and we had a nice chat, John. I sat in on an interview I wasn't scheduled because Swanee was, ready to go. But anyway, still good.
It was good. This goes for about 7 or 8 minutes, I think, but we've got the full chat, which goes for close to 20 minutes on the Nova player, which we'll drop at 9 o'clock.
Silvester uncut.
Yes.
Absolutely. You've got to hit that up if you like crime.
And part of that chat, by the way, is Underbelly. We because, of course, he and Andrew Rule were responsible for the Underbelly books and then the series, and so he had a couple of good stories about the Underbelly, which is there on the full one.
Just a question about John Silvester, and is this in the intro or not? I might be talking out of school because I haven't heard the interview. I'm about to listen to it. Is he an ex-cop or a writer?
No,
or
you're right.
a journo?
Started as a political reporter.
Right.
Yes. No Mercy, No Remorse is available to stream on Stan from tomorrow. Enjoy this.
John Silvester, a journalist and crime writer, a co-writer on the Underbelly book series, which is the basis for the Underbelly TV series. He's also developed a relationship with lots of major crime figures, including Mark Chopper Reed. The Stan original documentary Revealed, No Mercy, No Remorse, is available tomorrow on Stan. Here's John.
Yes. John Silvester, I cannot believe you have not been on this program. How are you?
I'm good. I just didn't realise the pressure you people work under. I came in and you were eating sort of hamburgers out there in such a frenzy. It was like 2 lions bring down a wildebeest. I wasn't prepared to talk to you.
It's wonderful to see you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
John, you're very excited about John's latest project.
Yeah, we're here to talk about the Stan series. It's about the famous case here in Melbourne, John, of Paul Charles Denyer, who murdered 3 women in the Frankston area in 1993. It really gripped the whole state, to be honest. I was a kid growing up in Warrnambool and I remember about it, but it certainly gripped Melbourne.
It was a 6-week period and 3 victims, one 18, one 22 and one 17, were all plucked at random. And the investigators at the time were people I consider and still consider to be my friends. And I remember being at home when it rained and you'd hear it on the roof. And he always struck when it rained. And I'd be myself filled with dread thinking, not tonight, please no. So imagine what it would be like for the investigators. I mean, you work in a pretty power-packed industry. You don't want to misspeak. I know your previous role as a footballer, don't want to miss a goal. Now, imagine that. Imagine being a homicide detective and there's no CCTV, there's no electronics. So what you're doing is you're hoping for a tip from the public and you're going through all known offenders. You work 20 hours a day, you're going home and you're no closer, but you know you're closer to the next murder. That's pressure. The whole community. Tens of thousands of people in virtual lockdown in Frankston. Everyone up to the Premier wanting a result, and you are so frightened there'll be another victim. In the final terrible murder of Natalie Russell, I think when you see the documentary, you'll see, particularly one of the investigators, how shattered he still is, that they couldn't have got him before that. But the reality is it was an amazing act by a member of the public, and that was a postie. And she was riding her motorbike and she saw a car in Sky Road with no back number plate. So she looked in her rearview mirror and she saw a driver sort of slinking down trying to hide. Days before mobile phones, if she had finished her round, her information would have been no good, but she sees a couple in the front yard and says, "Going to use your phone."
Oh.
So goes to the phone, rings the police. Police come within 15 minutes and they're checking the car. Daniel had already got out of the car. He'd already set a trap for a random passerby. He'd put 2 big holes in the cyclone fence near a golf course. One he was going to hide in and the second he was going to take his victim. So he'd killed Natalie Russell and he came back and he saw the police at the car. So he walked home. So when Natalie's body is discovered, it is the low point of the investigation. He's gone again. But then they get the running sheet from the police saying, "We checked this Toyota there and it's owned by this fellow Paul Charles Denyer." That's when he comes into the frame. So the police go to get him, and Rod Wilson, as good a homicide detective as we've ever seen, just goes, "This is not right. He's too cooperative. He's, yeah, I'll come to the station," and all the rest. And then they begin the process.
Well, there's amazing vision of that, John, where they actually going through, the senior detectives are going through the house with Paul Charles Denyer. And he seems to be really enjoying it, enjoying being part of the investigation.
As the investigators say in the documentary, he loved being the star. And so Rod does this, and it's not like you see where it's, third degree or confrontational. It's just chatting, going along. 1,500 questions later, Rod drops the trap because there's cuts on his hands. And he asks him about the cuts, and then he gives an explanation, and Rod sees that physically it couldn't happen the way he said, and that's the first time he calls him out. A pathologist is doing the autopsy and finds a piece of skin, which is from Denyer. As he'd been stabbing, he'd actually stabbed his own hand and taken it off. And that's the point where you see Denyer look up and go, "I think I'm in serious trouble here."
Whoa.
One of the police who's dragged in is Darryl O'Loughlin, a local detective, and he's sort of just there to hold his hand, basically. But he's a Christian, and he's got a crucifix here. And during the interview, Darren is just silently, talking to himself, praying, basically, saying, "I just want the truth to come out." And Denyer turns to him and says, "That man's trying to get into my head." And then when there's a break, he says to Darren, "You're a Christian?" And he says, "Yeah." He said, "Well, I'll tell you, I did it." And then he switches, as you would have seen, from having an answer for everything to being like he's part of the investigation. You couldn't get someone as enthusiastically.
You seem to really enjoy that.
Yeah.
John, our listeners may get a sense of us hanging on every word, right? And full disclosure, I've been out to lunch with you where I just sat there and hung on every word. Well, there's not many conversations you'd be involved in where the other person asks you a question and then just wants the next 10 minutes to listen to your answer. What's it like, mate? You're a wonderful storyteller. Have you always been like this? Before the crime stuff, were you covering anything else? Or when you started journalistically, was it crime to begin with?
I wanted to be a political reporter, but I went to police rounds and it was full of young blokes like me, and also you're allowed to drink during the day and drive a car really fast. So there wasn't much not to like. Yeah. And I mean, basically, you've played cops and robbers ever since. And
you're in the era of, fraternising with the police as well, where you'd be out having a few beers at the bar after knockoff.
Yeah, there was no PR in those days, and we worked in Russell Street.
John, what is all the dark things what does that do for your perception of society?
Oh, I don't think it's changed me really. I'm 27 years old. So it hasn't aged me at all.
Do you give up on society, or do you just accept that statistically there's going to be demons out there?
I'm extremely, extremely optimistic. For every one of these dark characters, there's 10 white knights. And when you watch the documentary, you will see 30 years on the commitment that these people made, that they still live with it.
Who's the most interesting crime figure you've come across?
Oh, probably Chopper Reed. Mark was very well known in the underworld, but not that much with the public. So I worked at the Herald Sun at the time, and I wrote a double-page spread where I called him all sorts of names. He'd just been acquitted of a murder of Sammy the Turk, and he was wearing an armed robbery squad ballistic vest at the time, which confused matters.
Yeah.
And he said it was a clear-cut case of self-defence when it was a cold-blooded murder. So I wrote a story saying he's a cold-blooded murderer, and I went to work, and in those days you had a pigeonhole and there was a Christmas card, which surprised me because it was July, and it was from Chopper, and it said, Merry Christmas and jingle bells, may the Yuletide log fall from your fireplace and burn your house down.
Jesus!
My perfect Christmas would be to own a 1,000-room hotel and find a dead Herald Sun reporter in every room. Season's greetings and jingle bells.
Jesus!
We love you, and so the Stan original documentary revealed, No Mercy, No Remorse, available on Stan.
Good, like tomorrow. Big budget, it looks unbelievable.
What's the podcast, mate?
Naked City.
Naked City.
It's a great podcast. I've listened to that, John. It's fantastic. It's up there with Brownie's podcast.
Oh, yeah. John Silvester.
Also, that copper who asked 1,500 questions before he got to the one he wanted. He asked the question earlier. Anyway, that's just my thing. Well, why wait that long?
John Silvester, thank you for your time.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
The podcast.
Good morning, Melbourne. I feel all adrift because normally I can see the temperature in front of me and it is not there. So let's have a guessing game.
Here we go.
What's it gonna be today? Sam, you go first.
I'll go last, 20. I need to have a think.
Okay, sure. Jonathan? Jonathan?
Just looking out to the west, Christine, where the weather comes from usually.
Yeah.
Overcast and 15. No rain, though. Only about 10% chance.
Sam, your guess?
34 degrees. It's going to be a bottler.
I thought you were going to say, yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Nah,
I missed a chance.
No, I wanted to overplay it like you normally do with my games. Actually, you know what? Can I have another guess?
Yes, you can.
41.
Oh. No, it's not 41.
Hey, 41 Fahrenheit.
16. 16. So you were the closest, Jonathan.
I win, yes. Yes.
Well done, mate.
She's good stuff.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
Good stuff is, if you weren't listening yesterday, no one's got any idea, do they?
No, but it's not for them. It's for us and the people that do know.
That's true. So you just go listen to the podcast if you want that explained. Yeah, cool. Yeah. Swanee, you're enjoying it though, don't you? You know
I
what it means.
love it. I heard the break on the way in today.
Well, that's good enough. There's a little bit of sizzle. Get to the podcast.
Yes.
Right? Hey, I wanted to, there was a couple of things I wanted to tell you. You know the Kate Bush song's in the news, Swanee?
Yeah.
Well,
I don't want to derail your chat. The one annoying thing about this, and there is very little annoying about it because you know that I'm mad for Kate Bush.
Yeah.
The radio edit and the edit on Stranger Things have cut out one of the best bits of the original song.
Oh.
That's not in there.
Can you present what that is later?
I can just sing it for you if you want.
Please.
She does this little bit where she goes, come on, baby, come on, darling, let me steal this moment from you now. That's not in it at all.
Good stuff. Dogs.
Bastards. That's harsh. That was a good day.
No, I thought it fits as well.
I'll get the audio for you because it's just like amazing.
It's a good song.
Well, the little bit of information I wanted to say that song, Running Up That Hill, or Keep Running Up That Hill, sorry, it's reached it's the longest ever run up for a song to get to number one.
Yeah.
Because it was released in 1985 where it didn't reach number one.
No, it didn't.
And it's taken 44 years and now it is a number one song in
modern,
UK, Australia. Yeah, it's a banger.
And she's rolling in the dough because she's a smart woman and owns all the rights.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I read something. She's making 250 grand a
Good
week.
stuff. Good stuff. Hey, also, you know that competition we're doing, the Big Chill?
Oh, yeah.
Just because Big Chill's in the news, and then in celeb stuff, there was Kevin Costner news.
Yeah.
May I offer you a tidbit?
Whoa.
That I'm sure Chrissie Swan knows, but maybe not everyone.
Not everyone
The
would.
Big Chill was a movie, I think, 1984 or 1995.
One of the top 5 soundtracks of all time.
Where a group of friends, there's a reunion after the death of one of their college mates.
Mm.
And the corpse in the movie, the dead friend, played by Kevin Costner.
Yeah.
Dead. No lines.
Dead?
Just
Really?
No
Just
lines
a
in
body.
it. It's just Kevin Costner.
Does he
there.
look handsome, though? Like,
He looks not a lot of life in him. You know what I mean? He's dead.
Yeah.
But it's a young Kevin Costner, and he's got no lines. He's the seconds of Costner in the box.
Had Costner done much at that stage?
No.
So it would
May
have been
I-
just a random. Like,
Yeah.
it's not Kevin
You can
Costner
try to
now.
out-tidbit me.
May I offer you a tidbit? Kevin Costner's inspiration for his role as the dead guy was the last 2 years of Jonathan Brown's career at the Lions.
whoa!
Just lay there still.
That's what you're supposed to say. Good stuff.
That was a good rendition, John.
Yes.
I wanted to pitch something to you two, but you're not included in this, Dino.
I don't care.
Oh.
You know when someone has a win on this show?
Yeah.
Right, what's the music you play?
One of the best. Toyota Co-op did that for their ad.
Called The Final Bell, right? But it's from the Rocky soundtrack. Final Bell.
I didn't know it was called The Final Bell.
Either
Called The
did I.
Final Bell because that's the song that plays whenever Rocky wins a fight, you know, in these movies. And that's the one that, you know, count
Bill-
to 10 and then up they go.
Bill Conti, the great man.
Yeah, well, I'll take your Conti and raise your Zimmer. I'm going to pitch a new victory song for this show, and it's a song we've heard before when I did our tribute to Hans Zimmer, but it's from the Days of Thunder soundtrack. So if we have a win,
Someone needs a win.
if someone has a win, well, Swanee, how can you have a win?
I woke up this morning and my voice worked. Oh, it's good.
Don't you think it's good?
I think it's magnificent.
Do it, John. Have a win. Have a win.
Have a win.
I'm Jonathan Brown.
I like it. I think it works.
Does it work, Swanee?
I love it, but I don't think it's as good as the final bell.
All right, I'll have a
It's
win.
pretty good. I love
If
how...
I hadn't heard the final bell, I'd love this the most.
The visual of it too. If let's go, Harry. You know we're late to Victory Lane,
No,
and then
I know.
Harry Hogg and Cole Trickle, played by Robert Duvall and Tom Cruise, running along Victory Lane.
Sentimental favourite, no
Hey,
doubt.
Pangy, have a win. Have a win.
Brownie just put me in his will. I think it works. It's actually a bit dependent on what the win is, don't you think, Swanee?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a more subtle win, isn't it?
Yeah,
a big win.
Go back to the Rocky one. Dino,
Okay, sure.
you have a win, Dino.
Hey, looked in the pantry and I thought I'm out of everything, but there was some Cheezels left in the box.
It's better. Yeah.
Final Bell's so
It's
good,
good.
isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's the first horn, that strong.
Yeah.
Punches he.
Yeah.
All right, I just wanted to put that up, and it seems like we're staying. What?
Real quick, Swan, is this the bit you're talking about in the Kate Bush style?
Take that over.
That's sick.
I know. Why didn't they leave it in?
Good stuff.
Do you want to see what this looks like? Well, get the visuals on Instagram. Follow Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
You know, I was in Big Brother 20 years ago next year, which is such a long time ago. And you forget, you know, how intimate you got with the people that you did the show with.
At the time, you're like, this bond will never break. We are family forever.
Yeah, of course.
And you
Everybody
never call
says
them.
that. Even Freddie Flintoff said that to me, and then I never heard from him
That's
again.
right. Was there
So
any
I'm a celebrity?
Was there any romantic hookups in your series?
Yeah, I feel like there was.
Saxon?
Saxon?
Was
That
he
was
in-
afterwards
Oh,
with
yeah.
Gretel.
Was Bree in yours?
Bree was the year after me.
Merlin?
Merlin's a
Hot
man.
dogs?
It wasn't in mine. We ate hot dogs. We didn't converse with hot dogs. But I caught up with Reggie at the Logies, who won my series, and I maintain and always have that she's the best Big Brother winner that, has ever been on the show.
How'd she get invited?
She's on the new Celebrity Big Brother, or whatever it's called, Fans versus Royalty or something.
Right.
Has that finished, Jackie? The new one?
No, it's still going.
Oh, no, it's not on, mate. It's still on,
okay.
Dean. Don't worry about
In fact,
that.
you can watch it.
Watch it tonight.
You can watch it tonight, just ahead of the front bar, much to Pangy's joy.
It finishes at whatever it wants o'clock.
11:15.
Oh, Jesus.
We come on up. We're on after Big Brother.
Oh, yeah, no. That's why I haven't watched it the last few weeks.
That's
what are you?
But it's just, I've just got a nice story because I saw Reggie at the Logies and I haven't seen her for many years. And it's lovely. Well, this is not about the show. This is about
Reggie, your beautiful friend. Yeah.
And
she's a bad show.
I mean, people that are watching this current Big Brother, for example, can't imagine how huge Big Brother was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
I think something like 3 or 4 million people tuned into the grand final. Now, that's unheard of.
Yeah, it is hard, isn't it? It's for the hundreds that are watching this series for them to think to even know how big it used to be.
I know.
For the dozens that love this one, it's hard to imagine how massive it was and how famous and popular Reggie became. She was just an absolute phenomenon. Anyway, I caught up with her and she has very serious vision impairment. And so, and particularly in the dark, and even 20 years ago when we were on Big Brother and I was helping her after the show, go on to Rove and whatever, when I was backstage with her and it was dark, she really couldn't see anything and I had to hang on to her and guide her through, the commitments, public
many
commitments.
people watching this current series wish they had the same album. Is that too harsh?
Anyway, she looked gorgeous and we were leaving the auditorium at the same time to go to the toilet and caught up, hugging, whatever. It was very exciting. And then we just slipped right back into our friendship. Now, you've got to remember, we lived together for 3 months. Yeah. That's how long the filming was. 3 months. I mean, that doesn't happen now.
You have said previously that it's changed a lot. Yeah, there's no...
changed
They did
so
whatever they
much.
wanted then. Things have kind of mightly...
Well, they locked us in there and walked away.
Yeah.
So we were completely left to our own devices. Half the time, we were like, is anyone here filming us? We just couldn't.
You don't get the papers or anything.
And so you became very, very close. Anyway, she had to go to the toilet. And because of her...
The diary room.
Yeah. Because of her vision impairment, she is allowed to use the disabled toilet. So she's hanging onto my elbow and she's like, just pull me in this one. This one, this good one. Anyway, without missing a beat, we both go into the toilet together. I lock the door. We're still talking. She's pulling her pants down, having a wee. I'm still talking to her. I'm like, okay, have you got the toilet paper? It's like we're sisters and we wouldn't have seen each other in, I'm guessing maybe 15 years. And then she gets up, hoiks up her undies, pulls her dress down, fumbles over to the sink. I'm holding her bag and her champers and her stick, her seeing stick, and then I just grab her hand and put it under the sanitizer, and then guide her hands to the tap. Not a word was spoken. Not like, oh, is it okay if I come in? Do you mind if I'm here while you do a wee? It was just completely the most natural thing ever.
You've had a big night because you undressed Lisa Wilkinson.
And then I went on to
Hours
undress
But
Lisa Wilkinson.
Traditionally, 2 people walking into a disabled toilet.
Yes.
At the Logies.
At the
It's a
Logies.
miracle. It's a miracle it wasn't occupied.
Oh, yeah, no, we did a lot of that as well.
This is the Chrissie, Sam and Brownie podcast. Vance Joy. You just heard his sweet pipes performing in Nova's Red Room, and now possibly he could be Vance Joy, attorney at law. As according to Google, he's 1 year off becoming a qualified lawyer if he wants. As I don't know what other career he has got to fall back on, apart from his new album, In Our Own Sweet Time. It's out now. Here's Joy.
Vance Joy, what a thrill to see you.
Thanks, Chrissy. Good to be here.
Is that true that you're 1 year off finishing a law degree?
I did finish the degree, but I think if you finish, you have to do a traineeship for like a year. And so I, at the end of studying... Articles. Yeah, and not, with my grades, no one was like... You know, I gave my resume into a few places, but no one got back to me.
But did you do that classic thing? Was that because your parents said, music's all well and good, but you've got to have a real job to fall back on?
Yeah, that was definitely a thing. So I finished the studies because of that. And, yeah, I had that. But also, I think they knew that I wasn't really interested in law, and I was showing them songs as I was writing them. So, yeah, I made the call at the end of study. I was like, I did a few weeks at a family law firm, and I did a lot of furrowing at the screen, like when people would walk by the office, I'd kind of, and then I would just be like, I don't do anything all day. So
I got a quick serious question at that, because how long did you study law? 5 years, 6 years?
Yeah, 5 or 6 years. Yeah.
All right, let's say 6.
Okay.
No, let's say 5. The idea that you're not interested in it, but you're still studying it. Do you look back and go, that's 5 years I possibly could have spent doing something else?
Yeah, I mean, at that time, I didn't really even, you're just so young. You kind of just like, this is what I do. I go to the contracts lecture for 3 hours. I fall asleep and I nod off in class, and then I, go to like football training at night. So I wasn't really like, how should I spend my time? I was just like, I've got to do this. So yeah.
Vance, did you party a lot at uni?
A little bit. I was probably, maybe the first couple of years, and then I was pretty well behaved. And then I think at the end, I went, I went over to India for 2 months and Southeast Asia, and that was kind of like the party time.
Yeah, right.
Opened it right up.
No, so the boys are making you feel at home here. Sam's wearing a Coburg Lions football club tracksuit top.
Yeah, because Dino and I are members of this. So Vance.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
We used to play for Coburg.
Yeah, when they were the Tigers. Yeah.
And then Dino and I have a mutual friend who works there, so we've been going to games. Local footy, grassroots footy, Brownie, something you've left way behind.
Nothing about.
And you used to play. How long did you play for Coburg?
I went there in 2007. I played a year in the reserves, and then 2008 I played about half in the reserves, and then I got a call up to the seniors, and I played the last half of the season in the seniors, and then I played 2009, and that was kind of a bit of both, and I think I lost a bit of...
What position?
That was when I went down a bit. I was a defender. So,
and what's the biggest injury you ever got?
Well, one time I rolled my ankle, and I think I made such a... I sat on the ground and I thought I'd done something much worse, and they got a stretcher out for me, and then at the end they were like, just rolled your ankle. So I was a bit embarrassed. And like I went into like the physios, and then people thought I was done, and then at the end the coach was giving his like end of game address, and I walked back in and he looked at me like, you should be in hospital.
The way you went down, you can't be walking back in.
No, some people have been stretched off before and then gone back out there and played.
That's amazing.
We told the gang down at the Coburg Lions that you're going to come with us next game and do a few tunes at the post-match.
Is that what day is that?
I'll text you the dates.
Okay.
All good though. All good.
I leave on Sunday. Okay. Well, we'll have to figure out the scheduling.
Damn it.
Vance, do you remember meeting my beautiful son when he was about 7 or 8 and obsessed with Riptide?
I do.
And you taught him just in one of the studios here how to play it on a ukulele. You were supposed to be on the project, but then you got the spicy cough. And I texted him and I said, Vance is coming in. Do you still know how to play Riptide? And he does still play the guitar.
Oh, great.
But he said to me, look, I've never played it on the guitar before, but I reckon I could work it out. He taught me how to play on ukulele, Mum. Like I'm the biggest idiot ever. Anyway, then he texted me, I'll play it on guitar. It'll be good. Trust. That's another thing that he's saying. Trust. So I've got you a little recording of Leo, who's now 13, and what he remembered you taught him.
Okay, perfect.
From Riptide. Beautiful. So you made a big difference.
He's great. That's great.
Amazing.
And that's actually harder to play guitar than ukulele. So
that's what he said, Mum. Trust.
That's what I was thinking when I hear it. I'm like, trust. That's like.
Have you encouraged him to be a lawyer just to say he's got something to fall back on? 20?
Trust me, the world does not need Leo as a lawyer.
I got a quick one.
Yeah.
Just for those that you're in a relationship.
Yeah.
Alarm bells for me.
What's wrong?
Long distance. Long distance.
Yeah.
Where does your girlfriend live?
She's in Spain, in Barcelona.
Yeah, no, perfect.
Oh,
That's no trouble there.
Excuse me, Vance also lives in Barcelona most of the time. Is that right?
I spent most of the last couple of years there. So
for tax purposes?
Tax purposes, and you have to,
How does Coburg compare to Barcelona?
It's a bit different. Like, at the moment, I'm in Northcote, and I walk out and... it's like I'm in Barcelona. I'm like, I miss the parks of Melbourne. I miss the space. And then I walk out and it's the Northcote Plaza. There's 2 Coles.
Oh, Northcote Plaza's got to be the worst little shopping centre there ever was.
Two Coles.
It's a funny world. So I'm like, the beautiful La Rambla, the Sagrada Familia, or the apartment complex. Yeah, anyway, but it's nice. It's nice.
Last thing though, how long distance? So how often are you? Like, how long are you apart for?
Well, actually, this is the longest stint. So she came and saw me in New York when I was on tour about a few weeks ago, and then I'm going there for like 4 months. So I've been spending like quite a bit of time there. So I've been less time here.
That's
I give
smart.
it 2 months more tops.
Now we're going to throw some fast-paced questions at you. It's time for
Tight 5.
Yes, indeed. I've got a top hat here, and I'm pulling questions out, and I'm going to ask you, what was the first CD you ever bought, Vance Joy?
Savage Garden.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's your favourite Savage Garden song?
What's that one?
Truly
I Want
Madly.
You.
I love that one too. That's the best one. Yeah. Chiricola.
Exactly.
How do you have your steak?
Medium rare.
Whoa. Only way.
Renaissance man.
Fancy boy. What is your go-to fragrance?
Le Labo, the Musk 25.
Musk, okay.
Is that any good?
Yeah, it's good. I smelled it on the guy, and I asked him what it was.
fragrance?
That was how good it was. I was like, what's that?
Big in Barcelona, not as big in Coburg.
Who's your all-time favourite AFL player?
Ooh.
Who do you barrack for anyway?
It probably would have been James Hird growing up. Yeah,
Yeah.
Gavin Wanganeen as well.
You're a Bombers guy. Any hidden talents?
I can. What is it? I don't know if it's a talent actually. I wouldn't even call. All my other stuff is pretty average. Like I know the whole Buffy musical off by heart. That's not really a talent. It's kind of more of a shameful admission.
Was there a musical made about Buffy?
There was a musical episode.
Wow.
Why am I saying this? I was going to say I can skateboard. I can kickflip on a skateboard as well.
Hey, that's huge.
That's better.
Can you give us a bit of Buffy the musical?
Please no.
Okay.
Hey, I used to watch Buffy.
Did you do? Okay, there you go.
So one of them,
there's a few of us.
One of them didn't go that way. It's gone off the rails. Do you know that?
I think I know who you're talking about.
Which one? I can't remember.
I'm guessing it might be the character Xander.
Yeah, that guy.
I heard he did all the Comic-Cons and was really rude.
Mate, he's
right.
a loose unit.
Is he?
Oh, yeah.
It's gone the way of Dana Plato.
A little bit.
Not yet. If you weren't a singer, what would you be? Not a lawyer.
I would, if I could, I would be a gardener, I think, because I used to work as a gardener for a few years, so I'd have my own kind of
God,
gardening.
you've had so many careers.
Yeah, short-lived
like
careers.
He's got the Blundstones on as well. He looks like he's ready for the garden.
It's like you're running from something. I'm just
living in Spain.
That's how I, someone who got something to hide, he keeps moving. Like a fugitive.
Yeah.
It's like Val Kilmer in Heat.
In your house, do you have any furniture?
Actually,
or can you just go at any time?
It is a bit like that, actually.
Do you
it's
keep
a bit sad.
I bet you he keeps his toiletries in a toiletry
Ready
bag
to go.
so he can just go.
First sign of heat.
Favourite song right now, Vance Joy, aside from your own?
As It Was is pretty good, the Harry Styles.
It is good, isn't it?
Yeah.
And last one, your favourite pub in Melbourne?
Whoa. What's a good one? What's that one?
Or a restaurant, whichever.
Clocks at the Flinders Street train
station. The Napier's pretty nice.
The Napier's beautiful.
Detroit pub.
Yeah.
Oh, man's up in the team photo in there.
Vance, you're really your music's gentleman, Vance Joy, and it's always a delight to have you here. What a lovely person.
Please go get the new album, stream it for you. It's great for your ears. It's In Our Own Sweet Time. It's out now. Come back again, man.
Will do. Thanks for having me, mate. Love to see you guys.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie, Ripper Show will be back tomorrow. Chrissie, Sam and Brownie, unless it's a weekend. Over 100.